Welcome to the BRONX Project Podcast. I am your host, Mirez.
And I'm your host, Earl Grey.
And this is January 14th, 2018.
I'm smoking a big fatty.
He's not.
I'm not.
We're drinking a nice Cody.
Yes, we are. The nice Cody of Cody's. And it's fucked up how we're drinking.
I smoked a bowl before I got here.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
A bowl.
You
smoked a bowl.
You smoked a bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm learning.
Yeah, like a.
Oh, okay, I see. Ah.
I'm holding it in now.
There you go. Did you by yourself at home?
Yeah.
Hopefully no one hears.
Well, Ricky's moving out today, so.
Yeah.
So no one will hear until I get a new roommate.
I mean, someone will hear. A faint neighbor. It's like
someone's dying.
Someone's smoking weed.
And I'll look at them like, yes. Why, yes, I am.
yes, I am. Pass me that beer opener.
Where is it at?
You have it.
Wow.
You have it. So, new day.
Do you want to talk about your week, or you want to get into beer of the week?
No, I'll let you know what's happening.
Lay it on me.
So, if people don't know, we had a little break. We're entitled for a break.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, it's a
here at the BRONX Project Podcast,
yes.
LLC.
LLC, because we're growing. But yeah, we didn't. I was about to say we didn't perform last week because that's our thing now. This is live.
Well, I perform.
You perform? I don't want to know your performance. But yeah, we didn't record last week because I had the flu. I had laryngitis, which is when your throat is fucked up by phlegm. And then it doesn't allow you to speak. And it was bad. It was terrible. So I told Steven, for your safety, do not come over. We are not recording.
That in the last podcast we recorded, a couple of people... come on, it's 4 words, Steven. A couple of people mentioned to me that you sounded like you were sick.
Because I was.
Yeah, you did sound kind of bad. And I didn't notice while I was around you.
No.
But then when I heard the podcast, I was like, why does Josh sound robotic?
My voice was disappearing, and I remember the day after that, it was just gone. My voice was taken away by the podcast. It really was. It was taken away by several events. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was New Year's Eve, which my ass decided, hey, you know what's a good idea? Go out when you have the flu. You know what's a good idea? Yell over people when you have the flu. Nothing's gonna happen to your voice.
It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And the next day, I'm like, ooh, my voice, it hurts.
You thought like God would make an exception for you. Like, hey, it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's like, turn up, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, like, nah, I'm gonna forego the sickness just for tonight.
Yeah, oh my God, I know you got my back. Come on. And then,
but
funny,
does he?
Yeah, funny. The next day on the Lord's Day, when it came to recording, I'm like, ooh, my voice is not as best, but I still did it anyway because the show must go on.
Well, the podcast thanks you.
Yeah,
I think it was a pretty decent episode last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was. I would say that it's a great intro to the year of 2018.
Yeah.
So.
But we now we got to give the people what they want.
And what is that?
Another episode of the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or the beer of the week.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what time it is?
This week's the BRONX Project Podcast beer of the week is Schaffenhofer.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it.
Schaffenhofer.
Schaffenhofer.
That might be German.
So this,
imported from Germany.
I'm gonna say Schaffenhofer.
Yeah.
Or Schaffenhofer.
Schaffenhofer.
The O with the 2 dots on the on top, because it kind of makes it look like a surprise face, right?
Like a oh, it does. It's like Schaffenhofer.
Yeah.
I love in German, and I think also in French they have that accent. It's like 2 dots. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, because you see, like they have the Hofer without the 2 dots at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the first O has to be pronounced differently.
It's like
I'm
Schaffenhofer.
I'm gonna say Schuffenhofer.
Schaffenhofer.
Yeah.
Schaffenhofer.
Schuferhofer.
Schaffenhofer. I think.
No, yeah, Schuferhofer.
You know, this podcast is just gonna be us pronouncing this goddamn name.
Send us words from different dialects, and we'll try.
If you're listening to this in Germany, don't be afraid to correct us. But we're still gonna say it wrong.
Schuferhofer, grapefruit beer.
Grapefruit beer, and beer is not spelled right.
It's spelled the German way. B-I-E-R.
Yeah, it's grapefruit. So that's pretty interesting in a beer.
Yeah.
And the thing is, putting grapefruit in a beer, you would think that it just tastes like beer with a hint of grapefruit. No, man, this tastes like grapefruit. It tastes like
grapefruit with a hint of beer.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's vice versa at this point. Nah, it's really refreshing.
Yeah.
If you drink this, and if I literally took off the tag, you would probably think it's like a nice
grapefruit juice.
Yeah, it's like a nice sparkly soda.
Yeah.
And then you start to get buzzed.
And you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Whoa. And you're like, haha, it's beer.
What's in that? You know I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink that.
I don't think I'm that shady of a person. Well, I'll give it to an alcoholic that's trying to recover. Gotcha,
bitch. You've been born. Trying to liven this shit up, motherfucker.
There's a camera there. There's a camera over there.
Someone got that motherfucker a blunt and another Schuferhofer.
Man, you know I'm weak. Fuck. That's all right. If I die, it's your fault.
2018.
Yeah.
It's really good though. It's like you said, it's refreshing. It's barely even a beer. I've had it before, you know. Libby and I used to we used to go to this spot off of Bloomingdale's, and they had it on tap. And that's how, so I was familiar with this beer. So when we went to go find it, you know, originally this is not the beer we wanted.
No, but we'll mention that next week. We have a surplus of beer ideas now.
Yeah, it's so amazing. It's amazing when we get to plan ahead.
Yeah, well, everything's going to be plan ahead from now on, I hope.
I don't want to stick to saying that because I don't know.
You never know when next week springs. You know, maybe.
You know what we should do?
Maybe I get Lauren
from now on, every week we go, we pick next week's
beer.
Yeah.
Like one step ahead.
Since we know what next week's
we're actually 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah,
because I know exactly what we're gonna have in the next 2 weeks.
Boom. Exactly, you're right. Because we did pick 2. So when we go next week, we pick the 3rd, and we'll be ahead.
Look at that. Boom. That's the least of our problems, by the way, is the beer. But yeah, I guess that's one step ahead of time.
We're trying.
But no, it's an awesome beer.
What's your rating?
Fully recommend it. My rating, honestly, is I'm gonna go glass beer on this one. I'm gonna go 5 glass beer out of 5 glass beers.
Just like a weirdly shaped holder that only has 5 slots instead of 6.
Yeah, it's like, but the other one's the duck. Remember?
I thought that was for the canned.
No, man, 5 beers in a duck. No, it's comfortable. The duck doesn't get stuck in it with its neck. It's just sitting in it like it's mad cute.
Oh, it's like a duckling.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, it's a 5-pack of beer, and you get a free duckling
in the 6th.
Yeah, it's like, so you got 5 beers and you get yourself a duck.
I respect that.
No, it's up to you to decide what you want to do with the duck. You want to keep it. You want to release it to the wild. You want it to be a mascot for the podcast. Who knows? Maybe we're having a podcast mascot.
The Bronx Project Ducks.
Yeah.
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks.
I don't like it at all.
I didn't decide it. You sound like you came up with it.
The Ducklings.
The Ducklings. Are you having mic problems over there?
The Quacks.
You guys just a bunch of quacks.
Just a bunch of quacks.
That's the idea. And that's the idea.
And that's the whole show.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening. No, we have a few things planned out for today's podcast.
Yeah. So my rating for this one will be, I'm also gonna go glass.
Yeah, glass beer. If people don't know, it's glass beer is awesome. Canned beer is Broken bottles,
Broken
real
bottle
bad.
beer, you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stay away from it.
Yeah, because if you drink broken bottles, you're gonna.
Glass in your mouth, glass down your throat.
Yeah, I mean it still has beer, so it's like but then you're gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're really thirsty, I can imagine people straining the beer.
You would have to double filter that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, get like 2 socks.
I can imagine. Motherfuckers have a strainer in their kitchen.
I don't have a strain in the kitchen.
I do.
How do you have a strain in the kitchen and I don't?
I recently went to get a kitchen surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Because recently started cooking.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. What a segue. This is nice. Look at that. We're flowing so well. I didn't even plan this.
You know, I do what I do.
Yes, you do. Go ahead, smooth.
Yeah.
5 beers
so,
and a duck.
I've been talking about this for a really long time. You know, you cook, and you've cooked for a really long time.
Yeah.
I want to say you have like 3 years now.
I have 5 years.
5 years now.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
5 years.
But
of
yeah, no, you've been like preaching the sermon of cooking, of the money that can be saved.
Yeah, for
when
the longest.
cooking, of the excitement, because I'm figuring out that it's fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean it's time consuming. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Barely though.
When you get into it, you start to get into
Barely
it.
though, because like I'm at home. I prep, like the prep takes 25 minutes, but I can listen to a podcast. I can watch something while I'm prepping, and then I can go to my room with a timer on my phone till the food's done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like kind of time consuming, but not a crazy amount. I would still have to wait that same amount of time for my food to get here.
Yeah,
when I order food.
That's true if you order it.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
and then my pockets are a little steeper.
Yeah, that, and also it's
or
you can
shallower, I guess.
You can do a lot of things while you're cooking, like have something in the oven.
Yeah.
You go fucking jerk off somewhere.
I was gonna say that you go jerk off.
Yeah, and then you come back after you wash your hands, of course, and you take that shit out of the oven, and then you sauteed some vegetables. Maybe your rice is done. You're done.
I need to saute some vegetables.
Yeah, you're gonna get so good to the point in which cooking is only gonna take you about 20 minutes, depending on what you cook. Like a quick meal, it's gonna take you about 10 minutes to cook.
I made the first day. I made lemon pepper chicken with mashed potato and cauliflower.
Yeah,
Some
nice.
sauteed cauliflower.
That's nice. That's some good stuff.
Day 2, made avocado brown rice. Which I was very happy with how it came out. And like pan-seared.
Yeah, pan-seared chicken.
Oven baked herb chicken.
Oh yeah, that's my trick I told you. You listen, that's good.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, he's gonna listen. He's gonna like not listen. He's just gonna keep doing it.
Nah, man. I'm a learner.
Yeah.
I never go into things thinking I know everything. When someone with experience tells me things, I'm like, that's interesting.
No, I'm telling you.
And you know
that
what?
Chicken
And you know what? I pan-seared it, and when it came out the oven, the top layer was a little crunchier, like you said it would be, and I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yeah, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I enjoyed that quite a fucking bit.
Man, you're gonna start getting so good that you're gonna buy yourself like a little grill on top of your oven, and you're gonna fucking start flipping shit.
I've got 2 ovens in my apartment.
Why?
Because
Why?
Because
apartments come with one.
Yeah. Okay. So my mom, I don't know if you remember, my mom a couple months ago, while waiting for her new apartment to be ready, was staying in my apartment.
Okay.
And she had recently bought a new oven and a new fridge for her old apartment because she didn't like the old shit. My mom's really like a modern person. She's like, oh, I need the modern shit, whatever.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, I respect it. You do what you do.
Sounds like someone who's greedy. Like, no, I need it new.
No, she's like, I work hard. I want the nice stuff. So she got the nice stuff. The only thing is that remember her apartment was taking a long time to get ready because they were renovating.
Yeah,
and they were getting new shit for that apartment. So she didn't like the fridge, so she brought her fridge in, but she left the oven they had was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's just still with that
left
oven.
the oven.
But she left her oven in my apartment, yeah.
So you got 2 ovens.
I have 2 ovens.
Do you use both?
No. She really doesn't.
Yo, that'd be so much money on your bill.
the thing is that I don't understand. I don't want to fight her on it. Because who am I to fight her on it? But she doesn't want me to touch that oven.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I'm like, Mom, I work around like better ovens, well, not anymore, but I work around better ovens than this, like on a day-to-day basis.
You know why? Wait, I don't understand why. What is she gonna do with that goddamn oven?
No. I mean,
she gonna take it?
Yeah, she's gonna end up taking it.
Oh, but the thing is, she already has a nice oven, so she's gonna have 2 nice ovens. She's gonna be in your situation.
No, she wants to. I'm guessing she just wants to have it there to depreciate in value.
It's like, look at this oven. I bought it.
Yeah.
She's
gonna open up a museum.
Yeah, it's a vintage. Don't touch.
I'm actually gonna ask her when this podcast. My fucking voice went up. I'm actually gonna ask her.
I'm actually going to ask her.
My golly gee.
It's the beer, the grapefruit. It's making you fruity.
Hey. Now I'm actually gonna ask her when this episode's over. I'm like, hey, can I install the new oven? Because I'm actually using the oven a lot now. And like the oven that I have is very old, but like it does the job. I'm not stressing out.
No, I've used that oven. It does it.
But it's a brand new one right there.
I would use the brand new one.
It has a grill attachment like in the center.
I would use the grill attachment. That's what I'm talking about.
I can grill my chicken instead of oven baking it. And I don't mind oven baking it. Yeah, but like it has the oven grill.
Okay,
it has that attachment.
Now you have that attachment. Even better. Don't even pan sear your shit. Just sear it. Just
on the thing.
Yeah, just grill it. Just one side like this, like that. Make an X, and then, and you flip it over one side. Then you put it in a pan, aluminum pan. You cook that shit for a good 20-30 minutes on 350.
I need to get my mom's permission first.
Yeah, for what? Just to use that.
Yeah, cause
I'll just use it and then clean it. Like nothing happened.
I would, but like I would have to like fucking disconnect because I'm gonna move them. You know what I mean? Because the placement of my oven is where the gas thing is. So I would have to move it.
Oh, don't do that yourself. You might explode the house.
That's also another thing she was saying.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I'm hyper confident in myself.
I don't.
You're not hyper confident in me?
I'm not hyper confident. Anyone who moves around things like tubes of gasoline.
But okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
YouTube.
YouTube is
YouTube. I've learned everything on YouTube, bro.
Honestly, you can get like a college degree in that shit.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Probably. They should have like a class on YouTube. Don't
push me.
Yeah, but I don't know about hooking up tubes like that.
Disconnecting gas, inhaling the gas.
Yeah, and then you might not connect it well enough, and then you smell something. It's like, why am I extra
lighter
high?
Then I'm like, yo, why? Hey, you know what I should do right now? Light a blunt.
Yeah, you're trying to light a fatty, and then...
and that's what's going to happen.
Here lies Steven. I'm like, no, open his coffin. I want him to see. I want everyone to see what happens. I want to see
what happens when you try to fucking do shit on your own through YouTube videos. I'm going to go viral.
Man, you're going to be in every cover. Don't be an
When
idiot.
YouTubing goes wrong.
Yeah, don't be an idiot.
Fuck it, it's fine.
It's alright, we'll close your coffin. That was a joke. Don't mean that.
No, I want everyone to see me.
Nah. You know what's funny about the cooking thing? That now I'm full-time IT and no longer part-time, cook or anything cook.
Right.
I don't work. That's not where my money's coming from anymore. I don't cook everything. I've had this bad habit now of getting food from outside sources.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm new to it
Yeah.
because usually I'm just food's there. I already had food.
Yeah.
But now it's scarce. So I've been doing this thing where I'm leaving my house. I'm leaving the office.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
like
Chipotle.
No.
And then I realized Chipotle is expensive. So I'll go next door and have like a sandwich.
$10.90?
Yo, no, bro, $12 to $14.
You get guac on that motherfucker?
Yeah, I get guac on that one.
Yeah,
I like guac.
Yeah,
Good protein.
Yeah, you do.
I'm like
the fats.
Yeah,
it
I
has
need
some
those good
fats
fatty
in it, yeah.
acids. No, but then I realized I'm like, this is really putting a hole in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm not broke, but I can be less broke.
You can be less broke.
Yeah, so I have to get used to cooking at home and then eating leftovers.
Bro, is that what I was saying? I was when Ricky and I ordered frituras, right?
Yeah.
We got an order for two of us. It was $25. $25. Well, when I cooked for everybody, I got like it was $17, enough to cook for 4 people, and we had leftover. Like the fucking fast food game it's a lie.
It's a lie, dude.
It's a lie.
$17 is my Chipotle meal.
Oh my god, yeah.
When I add like steak and sour cream. Not sour
then
cream,
I had
steak
rice there. And the next day, like I used all the chicken that I bought. The next day, I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. I have rice here. I have avocado here. Let me go buy some chicken again.
Yo, you can cook like a whole thing of rice, and that shit'll last you a week.
Bro, I had bought 3 big ass chicken breasts for like $9. I cut half of it.
Yeah, so
and
you're
I
supposed
ate
to
half
do.
of it.
Yeah, you're supposed to butterfly them.
No, I ain't butterfly it.
Oh, you just cut half of it, and then it's like, yeah, that's
like
me.
It was like a thick, it looked like a steak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I know you're supposed to butterfly it, but I didn't. Cause I'm a rebel.
That's all right. YouTube will teach you well.
No, I know how to butterfly. I don't have a very sharp knife.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have shit knives.
Yeah, you need.
I was there. I know. I was trying to cook, and I'm like, no knives? And then I remember Christian was like, use this. I'm like, that's barely a knife. What is that shit?
Yeah, you need a sharp knife to butterfly. That's why I didn't. So I just go down the middle.
Nah, that's smart to do. Don't even risk it.
Because I would have ruined that chicken trying to butterfly.
You would have literally butchered it. Yeah, but that's good. But yeah, I have to learn how to take leftovers from home. And I always had this thing where like I would get leftovers and I'll put it in a little bin. And
oh no,
oh no, and I'll put it in a bin saying, okay, this is gonna be for work the next day. And I wake up for work and I completely forget about it. Every day it's happened. I started to do it like the last 2 days of last week. And I realized, wow, I'm saving a lot of money. But let me still go to Starbucks and buy me a coffee. I figured I'm making balance.
Buy your fucking K-cups, bro.
Bro, I have K-cups here, but I'm talking about for the office.
Take that shit. They don't have a Keurig?
No. I'm probably in one of the offices. When I find a Keurig, believe me, I'm going to that office. I'm going to finance. Most likely it's in finance. They have all the nice things there.
Be like, hey guys, where do you guys go for a fucking cup of coffee?
Yeah, it's like, wow, we have this, and they hide it underneath the desk. I'm like, fucking Keurig, come on.
Every office has a Keurig.
Dude, I have not seen one office.
Every office has
I'm
a
about
Keurig.
to go down to where Workforce One is, which is like a few floors down on my building, and just go there. They have a Keurig, I'm pretty sure. They're a nice office. Or I'm just going to get me a portable Keurig.
You just have it in your car. Like, I'm going for my break.
Go in my car and make me a nice cup of coffee. Yeah, like it's on the dashboard.
Tired of this shit.
And hanging from the roof of my car is just cups and mugs. Like
Joshua.
Yeah, that's right. I do have one that has my name on it.
Really?
Yeah. I think you drank out of it once.
I might have. I drink out of things.
Yeah. And also, like, my glove compartment here, or maybe the center console, I have the K-cups.
And the, like, a little stirring thing?
Yeah,
where do you keep the
stirrers, yeah. I'll keep those probably in my pocket.
He's gonna collect lint.
One day I'm gonna, like, look for something, and then all of them are gonna fall.
You gotta keep it in the cup holder.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. Definitely.
Come on, man.
That's really innocent. That's an innocent joke we did. Having a Keurig machine in your car.
Speaking of non-innocent jokes, though.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of. Dave Chappelle's
stand up. I'm killing it with the transitions today, man. I'm on my shit.
You're in a very good transition mood.
I'm going through changes.
Don't go through too much changes. I don't want to wake up the next day and then you decide to be a woman.
I mean, I might. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle dropped 2 more. Came back to back with Equanimity and The Bird Revelation.
Both very good.
Both amazing.
I would say that The Bird Revelation was it's a bit more serious. It was more intimate.
I liked it more.
Yeah, it was because it was real.
Yeah. I like the story at the end.
Yeah, about the pimp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because you know what happened to him? Like, you know, like, so he was working on the Dave Chappelle show. Mm-hmm. Everything was going great. And then they offered him $50 million to do to re-up his deal.
Yeah.
But then he saw they made $500 million. So they were offering $50 million of $500 million. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I deserve more. I created this.
He did. It's all his writing. That's
and they were like, what? You're not going to take what we offer you? Fine. Then we're going to make you look fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
And that's fucking evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's Dave Chappelle.
And they did that. They were like, oh, he's going out of control. They put in the publicity. Oh, he's going to Africa. He's disappearing. What's going on with him? And he said it in his first special, in his first Netflix special. He just disappeared. Yeah. He wanted to stop doing it because of the whole money business, and he saw how corrupt it was. Yeah. He just wanted to chill. He said he wasn't. Oh, sorry. He wasn't focusing on himself anymore, and he wanted to focus on himself and family. And you can tell that he's been focusing on himself because he's got bigger.
Motherfucking rib.
Yeah, he's like, I eat now.
I used to say that Khal Drogo is my fitness goals. Fuck that. I'm trying to be Dave Chappelle.
Dude, Dave Chappelle went from like stick to fucking elephant, dude.
I went from not stick, from round.
Yeah.
to elephant.
Yeah. Nah, he's huge, dude.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Well, I appreciate that.
He took care of himself.
And he appreciates that because like he flexes.
Yeah.
While he's sitting down, like he does little things where he's like flexing his arms. I'm like,
yeah, he's you can tell he's more confident with his jokes because he was always a funny guy. He's always been incredibly talented, but you can tell that he has that kind of like appeal now of his confidence. He's out there. He just knows he's good. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that comes with physical appearance.
And he says it in his comedy too. He's like, yo, I'm fucking good.
He was saying that in his newest special. He's like, I want to quit comedy. I want to quit this. He's like, you know why I want to quit this? Because I'm too good at it. And he is. He's too good that I start writing jokes backwards.
And my question to you is, you think Dave Chappelle's the best to do it, like ever?
The best of our time, I'd say yeah.
The best ever.
The best ever. He's
greatest of all time.
I want to say yeah. I want to say he's the greatest of all time because there's been comedians out there, but every comedian you can just say, oh, this comedian's like this, and that comedian's a lot like that. But Dave's comedy is an art. The way he approaches it, the way he lines things up with comedy and truth. He's not trying to fabricate anything. Yeah. He does go extreme and does fabricate a lot of like stupidity, but you know it's a joke and it's funny how crazy it can be. But his comedy has a lot of truth behind it, and it's there to make you laugh, but it's also there to make you think like, oh shit. Like, my man is exploiting.
He's so good. He's fucking... It's like I like to say that when Jay-Z raps, it sounds more like he's talking to you than rapping.
Yeah, he's telling you his experience.
Because he's like gotten so good at the art of rapping that it's just a natural flow. Yeah, I think the same for Dave Chappelle in the medium of comedy, where like he's just so good at comedy And he's just sitting down and having a conversation with you.
Yeah, he can just be having a cigarette, and his conversations are just funny. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, he was definitely smoking weed.
Yeah, no, of course.
He was definitely smoking weed.
That's his thing.
Which is like interesting.
Yeah.
That he can keep his train of thought for because he memorized that naturally. Like,
yeah, of course. You write the joke and you memorize it. You practice it.
No, I'm assuming that he memorized the whole set list.
Yeah.
And to be high and to just like go through the whole set list and not like
my man, he's the god. You have to think about it. He's been doing it for years.
That is very true.
And he had 10 years of a break and he's still good at it. You would think that this man was doing comedy for all those years straight and then retired. Not 10 years of a break.
Who's to say he wasn't practicing on his wife and kids?
Probably. I mean, but he mentions how his kids are like not impressed anymore. Yeah, but the thing as I want to talk about him being so good is I remember I watched a interview with this guy. It was a radio interview with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was mentioning one day he was doing a comedy special. This is before he got really big and famous. He was doing a comedy stand-up at this local club, and it was him and it was Chris Hart. I mean, not Chris. Chris Rock. Sorry. Chris Rock, and they both go up and they do their bits. He goes up, he does his bit. Dave Chappelle, they're all both writing jokes in the back, and they're writing jokes. They're, working with each other on those jokes. Dave Chappelle comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And he's like, "Oh, what's up, Dave?" He's like, "Oh, cool, I'm good. I'm just gonna go up and do it." He's like, "All right." He just went up. Doesn't look like he prepared anything. He went up. He said that he did his thing, and when he was doing after his special, they had to change all their jokes. They had to rewrite all of them because that's how good he is.
And that's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, that's Kevin Hart, who's like one of the most paid comedians of all time.
Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm. And Chris Rock's a legend.
Yeah, Chris Rock is right up there for greatest comedians of all time.
Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle came in the same time.
Yeah,
they were like both. Him, Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Louis C.K. who were like pretty much in that circle.
And then Louis C.K. started rubbing his dick
in front of people that he shouldn't. I mean, when your dick is out and the other person in front of you totally has their clothes on, there's something wrong.
Yeah, there's something wrong. Yeah,
there's something wrong with that.
And okay, so that bleeds into the Louis C.K. the Dave Chappelle topic.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people. You and I obviously were fans of the specials.
Yeah,
a lot of people had backlash for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Dave Chappelle went too far. He's not respecting political correctness.
Yeah.
He's making jokes about sexual assault. The Louis C.K. is the Harvey Weinsteins. He's making jokes about the transgender community.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like he's not making fun of it. He's just pretty much he's telling his thoughts. The man has opinions, and he's gonna form them into jokes. He's gonna discuss it in joke form. He said it himself that he has nothing against transgendered at all.
The thing is, I think he is making fun of it, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's his job.
Yeah,
I think like you're pointing at the wrong people for political correctness.
Yeah.
You should not look for political correctness from stand-up comics. That does not make sense. And also on top of that, like he's not going up there and it's not hate speech. He's not saying, "All right, so what the fuck is up with these transgender people?" He's making a joke. He even prefaces by saying, "Yo, I have no problem with people. I just I come up here and my job is to make fun of things, and I'm very good at my job.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm gonna do."
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree.
He's like, I'm not trying to. He's pretty much saying, I'm not trying to make fun of them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how can people who come from a funny predicament not have a sense of humor? Because all the hate is coming from the transgender community.
Listen, I understand both sides of the coin. Like I understand how a transgender person might think that that's insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a white comedian was making jokes about Latinos. Yeah. It happens all the time. I understand. Like I wouldn't be bothered by it. If it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
But I understand why someone would be bothered by it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I would find it funny too.
If it's funny, it's funny. If it's offensive, it's offensive. I feel like you can tell the difference.
Would you think that Dave Chappelle's jokes about transgender were offensive?
I don't think he was trying to be offensive in the least bit.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like it. I know he's trying to be funny, and maybe that people think that the laughs and the jokes kind of mask it.
Yeah, I feel like what Dave Chappelle does is he takes controversial topics and he makes jokes about them. And you pick the topics.
He said himself, and there's proof everywhere, that he thinks he makes fun of everybody.
Yeah.
He was like, he doesn't point at one thing and then make fun of that.
That's what I'm saying. You
he
pick the topic.
Even
whatever
his, even
you
his
make
own people.
important, whatever we in popular culture make important is what he talks about in his special.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like he's not like going out of his way to be like, yo, stop the music. I heard this shit. This shit's some weird shit. And I just gotta address that shit. Chicks with dicks, what's up? What's up?
Chicks with dicks.
Like it wasn't none of that.
He was like, I'm not trying to see some man pussy.
He did say that, but like
but it was funny. Yeah. And he was like,
you have to contextualize it.
Yeah, but the thing is, he is making fun of the whole thing. He's a comedian. He's supposed to make fun of it. That's his thing. But obviously he's not hating on everybody.
That's the thing. And he said I'm not gonna say word for word, but he said that he above all believes that everyone's entitled to a job to a life of happiness, liberty, and safety in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that no matter what race, creed, or whatever you subscribe to, you should not be forfeit from that.
Yeah.
So he said that in the thing. Like I don't think it's malicious at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comedy show.
It's a comedy.
It's not like the president of the United States of America is saying these things. The leader of the free world. That's a different thing. It is a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a celebrity, but he's not saying it out on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
He's saying it on stage.
That's part of his routine.
In a routine, you know, like he's not saying a conversationally. I don't understand it.
Yeah. He said that his problem really doesn't rely on transgender people. He said that his problem relies on how it became more of a white privilege thing, because he said that if it was anyone else, any other race trying to, say that I feel different, that they wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't give a shit if a black person or a Mexican or someone would become a transgendered or say something about it.
Everything becomes more important when white people do it.
Yeah, but he said because white people, it became acceptable because white men wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember a time where before Caitlyn Jenner, where it was like people were like, you know what? Good for her. Good for her. She was the first. And then out of nowhere, everybody was like, you know what? Welcome home. That's great. That's great. But before that, people were just like destroying these people and bashing them.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I mean, Laverne Cox was getting a lot of recognition before Laverne Cox from Orange Is the New Black. She was getting a lot of recognition before Caitlyn Jenner. But
but not
white
Caitlyn,
people listen.
But not Caitlyn Jenner level.
Yeah. No, I say like white people do anything and it becomes recognized. Eminem did hip hop and hip hop became pop.
Mm-hmm.
It's
very true.
Like white people do anything and then it becomes the forefront of culture, which is sad. Like black people make the culture, and then white people are like, hey, we'll take it from here.
Yeah, it's like that's a great idea. Can you look that way? Ooh, a bird.
That's a great idea. Can I see it for a second?
And just knock him out and run away. And then it becomes like the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. So
you think that's like everything in the world?
I do.
Everything that we appreciate in life.
I do.
Do you think the iPhone was a black person's idea?
It might have been. Steve Jobs was like, wow. So how does it work? Like you put your fingerprint on it?
He's talking to like his man LeBron. Just
like LeBron made the phone.
Yeah, he's like LeBron was high as fuck, and then Steve Jobs happened to be in there. And LeBron was like, bro, I had this idea since college and it's been in my mind.
LeBron didn't go to college.
this phone.
He went straight to the league.
He was
when
just
he
chilling.
recognized that he had what it takes to succeed.
It don't matter.
And that's the point in time that your idols become your rivals.
Okay, well, in the story, in the story, it was LeBron. He's just chilling around. You know, he's getting high. He's like, bro, you know what would be a good idea? Your phone, but like use your finger to touch the screen and like get shit done.
And he went so far ahead. He was like, at one point in time, I want to make it so that it can scan your face. But I don't have the technology for that yet.
Yeah, it's a theory. You know, I'm just talking shit. Don't worry about it.
Shit. And Steve Jobs really keep going.
Yeah, he's keep going. He's like taking notes. He has like 5 notepads already filled out.
And he's like, I gotta get to basketball practice.
Yeah, man. And then afterwards, after he takes those, he's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, LeBron. It's a ridiculous idea. It's a stupid idea.
Phones will never work.
You know, stick to basketball. Yeah. You're great at that. And he stuck to basketball. And guess who made that iPhone? Steve Jobs.
That's why you never see LeBron with an iPhone.
No, he doesn't. He's always, I don't know what he works.
LeBron never does Apple commercials.
No. That's right.
Only Nike.
That's right. But Nike doesn't have a phone.
And Chase.
That's right. Think Nike would come out with a phone?
Oh, why wouldn't they?
it's like a Jordan, but like you get to speak to it.
I don't like that at all. It'll be a swoosh.
It'll be a stupid ass swoosh.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about the political correctness issue?
Think about political correctness. Like, what is political correctness? Like,
right.
Like, how far can you go with political correctness? And also, we're talking about a comedian here.
Yeah.
Like, does a comedian have to be politically correct?
Right. No, but we'll go to the point you first tackled. The basics of political correctness, I agree with wholeheartedly. You treat people with respect. Yeah. Always. Doesn't matter what. Like, even if I don't get it, I'm gonna treat you with respect. Yeah. If And I'm always respectful of people's of the gender pronouns that people choose to place in politics, because it's not my saying. Like, if you want to call yourself a he, a they, and it's no fucking skin off my dick. Yeah. You know, like, it's literally a 0.5 second thing for me to say a word. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever. I don't mind. But when you start like treating people like they're bad people for not understanding, like, that's when it's weird. That's when that's why I don't agree with. I feel like society's kind of formed a mob mentality against people who just don't know, mm-hmm. and they lump them in with people who are like actively against. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a distinction has to be made somewhere. Yeah, of course. And that's the problem with political correctness, because like that's where it became rampant. That's where it became like dangerous, because now it's just like a mob with pitchforks. Yeah, just waiting for you to be incorrect. How do you feel about gender fluidity? And then, and then they're like, I don't know. And you're like, get him. Yeah, I haven't made I don't know. I haven't even given thought. Kill him. It's important, don't you know? Yeah. It's like some shit doesn't go through our head. I'm not saying that, like, with me, it's like, I'm not going to say that I've given it time or thought about, you know, transgendered people or anyone. I have. But that's because, like, unless it, like, I'm not going to say that I'm against it. I'm not against it at all. I'm totally with it. I'm not against anything that doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think doing Xannies a bunch of days in a row is stupid. Yeah, it's like, don't hurt yourself. But if you want to do that, like, if it's not hurting anyone, then go ahead. It's fun. I'm not saying I'm not equating the two. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, anything you want to do, it's your life. I'm not here to judge anyone for what they want to do. If you're like molesting kids, don't do that. Yeah, that's obvious. Political correctness is when it comes to obviously morals. Yeah. Obvious morals. Yeah. It's like, touching kids, that's terribly bad. Don't fucking do that. But if you grew up Bruce fucking... Give me your last name. Jenner? Nah. Oh, okay. Okay, use Bruce. I know, but...
Bruce Adams.
If you grew up Bruce Adams, and then like at the age of 24, you put on a dress and you're like, yo, I'm a pretty girl. Then that's cool, bro. Like you a pretty girl. That's fine. That's fine. You know, like
no,
like,
I feel you. No, it is. I'm not gonna tell you not to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that you're not a pretty girl.
Yeah, it's like, do you think, like, if you ask me, do you think I'm a pretty girl? I'm like, well,
but like
obviously, that's subjective.
Yeah,
and I have
and the
my
thing
certain
is, like,
type.
you also can't get mad at someone if you're walking around with a beard saying I'm a pretty girl and them saying they're confused. Like, you can't, because like people are taught what they're taught.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go against what they know, they may not be actively trying to be prejudiced, but they're just like, yo, this makes no sense to me. Holy shit, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah. It just takes a second.
It takes a
to think.
I think a lot of times it takes a conversation. And what happens with the culture that we live in today, where it's like accuse and attack first, you almost start to reinforce negative stereotypes.
Yeah.
You know? And then those people start to fucking join the alt-right.
Yeah. Tiki torch white people.
And they all become tiki torch whites. And that's how you create tiki torch whites.
Yeah, it's the people who don't understand.
And I won't say that. I won't say that like to put that on people like, hey, it's on you to educate. And when it's not, I'm not saying that you have to educate people. But also, it's not a crime to not know.
Yeah. It's also
if you're actively transphobic, then you have a right to retaliate against those people. Yeah. But not knowing is not a crime, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, attacking's a crime.
Yeah.
Not knowing, well, get your knowledge.
Yeah.
Do some research. Google's on the phone.
And I agree. In 2018, if you're not up on these terms, you're behind. Like, you got to know the world you live in.
And that's the thing.
Adapt or die.
Well, that's what I say about elderly people is that, like, you can't teach a new old dog new tricks because, that's why, like, when it comes to my grandparents, sometimes they can be pretty racist or pretty prejudiced or anything like that. But they're old. It's not like they, like, with the times, it's like they're, like, on their phones on Google. Oh, yeah, I heard that, this is pretty important in life, and then I'm going to start practicing it. They know what they knew from back then and what they practice.
And then it's weird for old people to be taught new things by young people because they're like, I know more than
exactly.
you know.
You're supposed to be wiser, and you're supposed to respect your elderly people, and that's why I learned. I'm not saying that I agree with everything that my grandparents would say. I'm just saying I'm not gonna fight them about it. But if you're my age and you're being fucking ignorant,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm kind of ageist, bro.
You think ageist?
I'm ageist.
You don't like old people?
No, I love old people. I just think that, like, obviously there are old people that are smarter than me. There are old people that are wiser than me. But I think that the average old person is completely outdated.
It's like their software is definitely in the past.
Yeah, they're completely outdated. So, like, you should listen to us. Like, you absolutely should listen to us in most things. They're not, because everything changed. The world changed.
Everything changed.
And listen, I wasn't around back then, but every old person that I've heard talk says everything changed. So why do you feel like your way still holds?
I'm gonna tell you what my grandpa said. He was listening to Donald Trump speak. It was about his the ecosystem, whatever. And how he's, this is a few months ago, where he got out of the whole Paris deal for the climate control. And he was talking about bringing back coal, which is also in the comedy special about Dave Chappelle. Yeah. But bringing back coal. And then Grandpa was like, you know what we need? More jobs, more factories. Donald Trump's going to bring back coal factories. That's going to bring back a lot of jobs. And I'm like, why the fuck do we need coal?
For what? What is coal gonna accomplish in our lives?
I'm like,
in 2018.
I'm like, coal is the most terrible freaking fossil fuel that we can ever use. We're trying to get rid of gasoline, and you're talking about bringing back fossil fuels like coal. Yeah. Chill. And my grandfather doesn't really believe in all of that. He's like, no. It's gonna create jobs.
But the thing is, but what are we gonna use the coal for?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, that we don't have much use for coal.
We have gasoline.
That's why.
And we also have, like, electric
Yeah.
and hydrogen-powered stuff.
That's
like,
why
this is the future.
That's why those factories went away. We don't need them anymore.
Exactly. And then my grandfather was talking about how the Chinese jobs are taking over the market, and the jobs in Mexico.
They're not taking the coal jobs.
Yeah.
They're taking the shoe manufacturing.
Exactly. And my grandfather was like, oh, that these car companies, they're in talks with Donald Trump, and they're going to bring back their factories to, to America. I'm like, who the fuck's going to work those jobs? I don't want to work in a car factory just slaving away, trying to bend iron.
That'll create some jobs.
It'll create some jobs to an older market of people or people who are desperate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to pay, like $60,000 for a Honda Civic. And a Honda Civic usually costs $19,000. Yeah. So think about it.
The problem, the thing is that I think it's going to work like they're going to get a bring it home discount. Like to manufacture in the U.S.
Yeah.
And that's how they're gonna like keep the prices low.
Well, technically, you would have to bring that to the people who actually own the lands in which you're gonna move your factories into, and tax and property taxes and stuff are crazy in the United States. So not only do you have to pay above the minimum wage here, which is what minimum wage here is like $10, $11 in federal. We're talking about maybe 15.
But they'll get tax deductions, subsidiaries.
Maybe, but then you're thinking about this factory, all these property taxes and stuff. All that adds up when you take it to Mexico, where they make, I think, $14 a week, compared to the employees they'll be making about $700 a week. So you're bringing more jobs, but you're also bringing more debt. You and I are going to suffer with our taxes.
Those motherfuckers.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, things happen for a reason. This is why jobs are over there. Yeah. This is why coal doesn't exist. This is why we're trying to look over our climate. It's too goddamn hot in the random times. And too goddamn cold when it's not supposed to be.
It's too goddamn cold.
It's too damn cold. But maybe tomorrow will be too hot. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Nah, tomorrow's going to be 55 degrees. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then from 12:01 p.m. to 5 p.m. it's going to be -4 degrees.
I'm ready.
So wear a coat.
Wear a coat.
For half the day.
Yeah, wear a coat,
and wear a sweater.
Remember your tank top.
Yeah, wear a sweater for the other half. It's going to be like 55.
Wear your coat, but also remember your bathing suit, because the beaches open up at 5 p.m. straight. 5 p.m.
It's
to 7.
It's going to go to 80 degrees.
But the thing about elderly people, you can't change how they think.
Their software is outdated.
Yeah.
It's like if a doctor from today, I know I already gave what example did I give before?
You gave an example. Just give this one, though.
But if a doctor from today and a doctor from like the 1940s were operating on a patient, both of them are doctors. They technically know what's going on. But this motherfucker from the 40s he's not gonna sanitize none of his instruments.
Nah, he's gonna try to give the guy an enema.
Yeah, like he's just
no one uses enemas anymore. Chill.
Things are done a different way now.
Yeah.
You have to understand. You have to grow.
But the problem lies not within the elderly people, because they'll eventually like pass away. My grandparents will eventually pass away. Sad.
They won't though. I saw this shit on Facebook.
Stop.
The robot thing. Did you see that? Where you could download your consciousness onto a robot, and they last up to 100 years.
That reminds me of some Black Mirror shit.
Yeah, and then from then you could just like upload into another robot, and that's crazy.
I'm gonna smash that robot.
I absolutely want that.
You want that?
For me, yeah.
Maybe for me.
Yeah.
But what if our mentality is just outdated?
Oh, no, because the thing is like...
And we're like, Teslas were the best type of cars. And they're like, what is a car?
We won't be outdated for the simple reason that we think the way we do. We want to learn. We want to...
I want to hope so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I always think that I'll be a progressive person.
Yeah, when you get to the point where you feel like you know things, that's when you fucked up.
Yeah.
When you feel like, all right, there's more I could learn, you're in a sweet spot.
Yeah, I'm always figuring out shit.
Yeah.
You know, YouTube, thank God.
So we're still learning. So we're still in the sweet spot.
Yeah, that's my thing. I just want to progress, and I never want to be politically incorrect. And I think I'll never be politically incorrect.
I never want to be politically incorrect, but I also don't want to feel like I can't make a joke
or speak your mind.
That's funny.
I don't want to be held back to what
if it's
I think
funny and it doesn't hurt anybody, then that's funny.
Yeah. What if you have like a thought that only like you agree with, and somebody's like, "No, that's stupid," and it's like, why? That's not politically.
Like on the internet,
that's not politically correct.
I hear a lot of Dominican jokes. Oh, a lot of women make Dominican men jokes. That's not politically correct.
No, but it's funny.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's not politically correct to say that Dominican men are trash. That's very specific.
Yeah, it's like Dominican men are trash. Oh yeah, sure thing. I know.
Yeah,
and then it's like, that's not too funny now.
Yeah, that seems kind of like an inflammatory comment to make, but it's funny, and like I don't know.
If it's funny if you are Dominican, I guess.
No, literally, non-Dominicans shit on Dominican men all the time.
Always shit on Dominicans. But then Puerto Ricans shit on Dominicans.
Yeah, Puerto Ricans shit on Dominicans. And Black people shit on Dominicans.
And then the
fucking Jeff Sessions shits on Dominicans.
And then white people think they were Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's only Mexicans, whites, and blacks, technically, in the world.
And the Indians.
Oh yeah, the Indians, but they consider them.
And that's natives, the actual Indians, the Middle Eastern people. They're all Indian.
And then Asians. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Asian, but they're Chinese.
People forget that Indians are also Asians.
Yeah,
but then they get confused with Indians saying that they're from Middle East and they're terrorists, which is terribly politically incorrect.
Everything's politically incorrect, but everything's politically.
There's a fine line, dude. And that's why I don't want to live in a life where I have to like, oh shit, I should have said that.
Yeah, you see, like that's the thing.
Shouldn't have said that knowing that I know it's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just someone found it offensive.
Yeah. Like, shouldn't have said that when I know my heart. I've proven, like, you can go back. We have like 16, 17 episodes up now. Mm-hmm. You can go back. We have multiple conversations where we've advocated for the rights of many, for the rights of all.
Yeah. I feel like that weird.
Like, do we need to do that every single time we make a joke? Like
I don't want to.
I don't want to live that kind of life.
I don't want to like back myself up all the time.
Yeah, like we've made the point. We've said it. Hey, look, we believe everyone should be treated fairly and equally.
Yeah.
But now this is also a comedy podcast. Uh-huh. So let's start doing that one too. Let's do the funny ones too, right?
Exactly. But the thing is that...
Or we could turn this into like a political talk show podcast.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, you guys aren't that funny. Yeah. This thing that you said wasn't too funny. I'm like, you are entitled to your opinion. Thank you for commenting and giving your opinion. But it's funny to us. And that's why we made the goddamn joke.
And everything we say isn't going to be funny. I've said some stinkers. I've listened to every single one of our podcasts, and some weeks I'm like, all right, that was amazing. And even on the weeks that are amazing, sometimes I say something or you'll say something, and I cringe a little. And I'm just
I cringe every goddamn day I edit the podcast.
Yeah, like
I edit the podcast when nobody's like around.
You gotta understand, this is not like this isn't a scripted show. Mm-mm. And we are gonna get better at it as we go along. But sometimes, we'll throw up a dud. We'll break a 3.
Usually we remind each other.
Airball.
Yeah. Usually when either you say it or I say something corny,
I'm like,
come on. You're better than that. We'll do it. But the thing is, we get to do that, and we know when something's not funny. But we also know when something is incredibly funny, and we laugh as hard as possible. Yeah. And it's going to be a comedy show. And it's a comedy show because we declared that him and I are funny people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make.
We can start saying we're comedians.
I could say that
We've been saying this for. We've been doing this for
yeah.
4+ months.
I'm not a stand-up comedian, but I'm a comedian.
You're a comedian, yeah.
I'm making jokes.
Yeah.
You know, so
this is a side job.
Technically, yeah. Honestly, it's the thing is the fine line between what's politically correct and what people get offended.
And
by.
I'm also intrigued by the political correctness, because as you know, a goal of mine for 2018 is to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm flirting with that line where, like, I want to say things. I want to say funny things. You cannot pretend that we don't live in a world where shock value isn't a thing. Like, you gotta say things that are a little risque. Like, ooh, did he say that? I think he did.
Yeah,
but you gotta dance on the line, but you can't cross it.
Like the last episode, we were doing the fake advertisement, which is very real. I don't think we got paid for it. It's okay. And at the end, I said #MeToo, and I mean, I didn't get no backlash from it or comments and stuff. Daphne really didn't like it, but that's Daphne. Daphne has strong opinions about a lot of things, and I listen to all of them, and I respect all of them. But at the same time, I don't feel like I crossed the line when I said #MeToo. It's not like I said #MeToo is stupid. I didn't at all. I just mentioned it in a joke, and it flowed. Do you think that was wrong? I mean, we wrote it together.
I don't think she was wrong for being offended.
Yeah.
I don't think you were wrong for making the joke.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong. I pretty much I gave her my opinion and why I made the joke. I said I'm not making fun of it.
Art is very subjective. Yeah, is the thing. Like I know your heart in saying it. Like, you were laughing when you said it. I don't think you were saying it maliciously.
Yeah, it's like fuck this shit.
Yeah. So I knowing that, being a part of the writing process, and knowing when you brought that up, I was like, yeah. You didn't say that like, haha, me too.
Like, haha, me too. Haha.
You know? So then also, like, anyone's allowed to listen to our podcast and feel however they want to feel about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was an advertisement for pleasure devices, dildos. If anything, we were advocating the pleasure for women. Yeah. And people are going to get offended for this too. I mean, probably Daphne. She was like, so you were advocating the pleasure for women in a commercial about dildos and stuff and vibrators, and then afterwards you said #MeToo. I was just talking about the deal. It was lucrative. You said it was like a Steam price.
It was like Steam prices.
Yeah, that's a steal. And you're like, I want some too. And I'm like, #MeToo.
A lot of money has been saved.
Yeah,
using those special codes.
Did we put the special codes?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
It's a hashtag. No, it's a promo code TBP podcast. No, TB podcast.
Yeah, if you
one word.
Yeah. Also, if you put hashtag, which is the dollar, like, you know, the money sign. Yeah. I don't want to send the pound sign #MeToo. You also get about 50% off. People didn't know that, but that was a subliminal message in the back.
You're such a fucking dick.
I mean, people are not gonna try it out because they're offended by it. But I swear to God, if you try it out, you would not be mad.
Oh shit!
Would you be mad if you save 50%?
A saving's a saving, bro.
Exactly.
A saving is a saving. Deals.
Yeah. Just know that when I say these things, or when Mirez says these things, we're not trying to advocate that, you know, that it's a joke what's been going on with you know, sexual harassment and rape. Not at all. We don't like what's going on either.
You laugh through the pain.
Yeah.
You know, like, you make jokes about things that make a lot of comedy is making comments on the social environment, the social standing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we are in society. And sadly, we're at a point in society where a lot of this is the main point of conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So and
in comedy, sometimes
you bring it up. So you bring it up. Yeah.
Sometimes in comedy,
you bring it up to lighten the mood about it. To, you know,
exactly. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna go to a funeral and then
The argument could
start saying funny shit about the guy in the funeral.
Yeah.
But like during like a discussion about the guy who passed away or the person who passed away, you can mention some embarrassing stuff that person did just to pass the mood. I
absolutely want to be roasted.
Yeah, no, I got you, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I
don't know if I've spoken about it on this podcast, but I absolutely want like a roast of Steven Ramirez.
Like when you're dead.
Yeah.
You're gonna be dead. You're gonna be in the coffin, and you're gonna be smiling a little bit.
And I'm gonna have, and I want a location funeral. Friends and family are invited to the Dominican Republic, where I would be placed on a wooden boat.
Okay. Are you gonna get a Viking funeral?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go off into.
Wait, can we say jokes before we sell you off?
No, that's a separate ceremony.
All right.
The roast of Steven Ramirez is gonna be a separate thing.
But then
you can do it. You can you guys can decide. I'm not gonna decide when you guys grieve.
You'll have two roasts. If you think about it, you have the roast
of my body and then the roast of my soul.
Yeah, exactly. So I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the double roast.
Yeah.
We'll jokingly roast you and then literally roast you under fires.
Wait, so which one are you guys gonna do first?
Oh well, your body's gonna be alive. I want you to feel it still physically.
Feel the jokes?
Like the jokes are gonna be at you, and you're gonna be in the coffin.
But then
like,
they're gonna
dead
burn.
And shit. Nah, it's all right.
All right,
that's all right. It'll go with your soul. And then when you're sailed off, I got like this bow and arrow.
You're not gonna do it, bro.
Who's gonna do it?
A professional.
And I'm not gonna be a professional.
You're gonna learn how to do it
in like 80 years. When you're like 100 and something.
Oh yeah, cause technology.
And I'm gonna be 100 and something.
But then you think your frail ass is gonna be able to cock back a bow?
Well, in technology, 100 would be a lot like
20.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe you die in the 20s. Anyways, I'm gonna do it. You think I can't do it? You think my aim at that age wouldn't be that great?
Josh, I think that it fucking loosing a arrow onto a boat in such a manner that A, the fire doesn't extinguish, and B, it lands not on the water near the boat, but on the wood so that the boat could catch fire. I think that's a difficult thing to accomplish.
Well, this is why I will, curate a special practice session before the funeral.
Then I believe in you.
Before the funeral, where I would take practice shots at your body.
VR, you can do virtual reality.
That's the same. The wind doesn't apply.
Yeah, no,
No, I was talking about your actual body will float, but it won't be fire arrows. It'll just
right. Like I'm just gonna have mad holes in my body.
Mist. All right, I got a few more. Mist.
Why can't you use a random dead body, bro? It has to be my dead body.
Why I gotta use a dead body?
Just kill a random person.
Why do you have to be selfish?
Because I don't want holes in my body.
Why can't you give me this?
You guys are already gonna go poke holes in my character.
That's all I want is to
the roast.
Is to just.
You just want to be perfect. You just want to shoot the arrow one time and land on me. I respect that.
But I gotta practice.
You gotta practice. Yeah, just practice on a random person that died in DR. With no family who won't care.
That's easy.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. It's a third world country, man.
Yeah, I'll find it. Yeah, you're right.
Please.
Give someone $5.
Yeah.
Can I have your husband?
De verdad. Pues no, pero claro que sí.
Yeah.
Si tú me das 20, me coge el esposo y mi hija.
All right, that's all I need. And that's it. They won't even give me in a special package. They just, here you go. And I gotta carry him on my shoulders.
Yeah. I mean,
would you be alive at that time? No, you'd be dead.
I'm gonna be dead already. I'm not gonna go to DR to prepare for my own death to have my funeral.
That's some shit, man.
That's imagine I die in DR. That would be a lot cheaper. If I die already in DR,
I would save a lot. Save a lot of money on that trip.
Well, we're already here. Might as well just push back the return flights a little.
No, it's you're gonna die in 5 days.
Will they charge you to push back the flights?
I don't know. I think you just gotta buy another flight.
Really?
Yeah. You don't get no refund.
That sucks.
So for that, you would actually have to let me take shots at a dead body that is yours.
You get to be in DR for another week, bro.
You think I want to be there?
Yeah, it's paradise.
You think I'm gonna get a good reservation in like?
But we're already on vacation.
Are we?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
we were just visiting family.
That's vacation.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay at my family's house.
I wouldn't think.
I'm not staying at my family's house.
So when you go to DR and vacation for you is visiting family.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
When I go to Puerto Rico, not one family member.
That's what I'm saying. When I go, because in the past I've gone to DR with my mom and my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to DR, forthcomingly, absolutely not. So it's gonna be like I'm gonna go visit my family, but I'm not going to stay with my family. Like I would stay at my grandma's house.
I got you.
Absolutely not. Staying at a motherfucking resort.
Because when I'm going to PR, I don't want no family member knowing I'm around.
Ain't no complaints.
I'm gonna get visits from cousins that I never met before, asking me for money.
I don't got my jokes on you. I'm broke.
Yeah, jokes on you. I'm broke as shit. I spent all this money on this vacation. It's
man.
Only 4 days.
Plane tickets are expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
My fiance wanted to do 7 days. I was like, babe, I'm broke. We can do 4.
Yeah. She's like, no, that's okay. Well, actually, I'll just take off a Monday and a Friday because I can't afford that. Because if I get one more write up, I'm gonna be fired.
Yeah.
But yeah. On that note,
is it the end? Have we reached?
I feel like it. Usually when I have to pee.
Hello?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Oh no. I wish we would have like a goodbye song.
Like a song that we sing to with each other?
No, not that we sing. It's like an outro song.
We would have to make it. Because I don't want to get sued by Drake again.
Yeah, with our vocals, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna work on that. But until we do work on that, this has been the Bronx Project Podcast.
Uh-huh.
I'm your host, Mirez.
I'm your host, Earl Grey.
And we'll see you motherfuckers next week, or we won't.
We will. We will. I hope. Unless you die.
We'll see.
And then I have to shoot arrows in your body.
Everybody, if you go to jetblue.com right now, the prices for a round trip to DR are around $450.
Yeah. If you do hashtag the Bronx Project Podcast, you might get 25% off for Mirez's funeral.
If you put hashtag Mirez is gone, the roast of Mirez.
Uh-huh.
Either one, the roast of Mirez.
I don't know.
You get 25% off if you do first class.
Yeah, first class.
Hashtag the roast of Mirez.
Is that the title?
That's it. No, but this is the Bronx Project. I'm Mirez.
All right, just stop it.
Just say you're.
I'm Earl Grey. Bye, guys.
Bye.